Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I am so excited to be back with you doing what we call our regular episodes. This is another edition of our the bottom line on the bottom lines. And what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is you've seen on a concert festival lineup poster, the big bands, the popular bands all get the big font and the top of the page. And then you get all of the bands at the bottom of the page that you can barely see, that are in a different font. And they're just as important, but they play earlier in the day. And obviously their fan base isn't as popular. But this podcast is all about music exploration. And so this bottom line series, just like the Road to South by series that we did, about a couple months ago, this kind of continues with that. So I am excited to feature this week's festival, which actually happens Thursday, May 19th or May 18th, 2023. It is the Welcome to Rockville Festival. Appropriately named for sure, because it is definitely a lineup, a strong lineup of the rock and roll's best and more of hard rock's best. So let's give you a little bit of history before we dive into the three bands that we're going to feature in our episode. So Rockville's history. It started out as a one-day event in Jacksonville, Florida, on, ironically, Mother's Day in 2011, so 12 years ago. It has grown and moved locations to the biggest rock festival in America, with 4 days of music, and now located in Daytona Beach, Florida. Last year's event was hampered by severe weather that canceled Korn and Guns N' Roses sets. And Foo Fighters, of course, had to cancel due to Taylor Hawkins' death. So let's just say they are hoping for a better fest in 2023, including these bands on the bottom lines. Danny Wimmer Presents is doing 7 different multi-day festivals this year, and this one is the kickoff. So let's go through kind of the headliners, just give you a little bit of taste of what this lineup is about if you're not familiar with it. Again, it's called Welcome to Rockville. Slipknot, Rob Zombie, The Cult, Avenged Sevenfold, Evanescence, Pantera, Godsmack, Alice Cooper, Tool, Deftones, Incubus. Definitely a solid lineup. And I like too that they have some older acts, they have some newer acts, and then your career defining acts like Pantera and Tool. I mean, good Lord. So yeah, that is Welcome to Rockville. It's a 4-day event, like I said, in Daytona at Daytona International Speedway, no less. So the first band that we're going to feature is a band called Hammerhead. The song is called Tunnel, and it's off their album Nonetheless, which came out in February. The story behind these guys is great. It is 3 brothers who started the band in 2012 at the ages of 9, 7, and 4. And they got their break by posting Metallica covers online, and they are managed by their mom. Hopefully that's still the case. Experimental heavy metal with outstanding drumming and lots of instrumental breaks without vocals, especially the first 2 tracks on the new album. The spacing in this band, and ironically enough, I mentioned about Korn earlier. These guys remind me of Korn, more about their rhythms and and just the intensity of the music. But and hopefully that's a compliment to Hammerhead. But yeah, these guys kick butt. So definitely check them out if you're going to the festival, or if you're not, listen to them on Spotify or support them any way you can. The next band that I want to feature is a band called Starcrawler. The song is Roadkill, and it's off their album She Said, which is from 2022, last year. 70s rock and pop punk are front and center, as lead singer Arrow DeWild and her bandmates have released 3 albums, and this song shows up with thunderous drumming and a chorus you want to yell to, with teasing, kind of seductive lyrics in the verses. These guys are good, really good, and I would imagine they are a really good live act as well. So again, those of you who didn't have them on your list that are going this weekend, definitely check them out. I forget what day they're playing. Saturday they're playing. So yeah, definitely check them out. The last band that I'm featuring is a band called Holy Wars, and their song is called Get Mine, and it is off their album, which they have the best album name of the 3, Eat It Up, Spit It Out. It's from 2022. And I hope that they are not offended by this, but I feel like they have the spunk of Gwen Stefani and the growl of Karen O from Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Kat Leon and her band from Los Angeles have dealt with tragedies, including the death of her parents and her sister's lung cancer diagnosis. This song, with its industrial vibe, kind of Nine Inch Nails kind of feel, and the interspersing of her yelling and singing the chorus, is well done. And the rest of their catalog stands up to this song as well. It was very difficult picking a song that I wanted to feature, but this song, Get Mine, definitely I think epitomizes the band. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My Dogg's bottom line, Rockville. Welcome to Rockville. I'm sorry. Like I said, the festival happens this Thursday, May 18th. It goes for 4 days. It's in Daytona Beach. So again, hopefully the weather is a little better than it was last year. Yeah, so those 3 bands on top of the bands, the headliners that I mentioned, Danny Wimmer Presents, well done for being the first festival of 7. You've done good, my friend. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Dogg. This is the Music Lab podcast. We are going to keep on keeping on, my friends, my audience. Thank you so much for supporting us. Again, the bands that I mentioned, support them any way you can, through Bandcamp, through just liking their pages. It just means the world. And from talking to these bands, I can assure you that is the case. So you see behind me our new design for Raw Outfitters. Check that out as well. That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a Stegosaurus. Go to rawoutfitters.com for that. We'll have a little jingle and a little video probably soon coming up. Again, also exciting news. I have a studio lined up that we'll be doing the regular episodes from, which is exciting. And then we also are going to be doing some interviews as well at that studio with some bands. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff going on. Going to continue doing the stuff with Harrisburg University Presents with their shows. They've announced, I think, 4 shows so far. I think there's 2 more yet to happen. So yeah, keep on listening, keep on watching, support, and I will continue to do my best to bring the best of what I have. And that's my love for music, and yeah, the love to explore, and these bands to music to explore. So thank you all. Good night.